Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are for the cards that come out in this reading today for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin to find out what cards come through, messages come out with the cards. So the first one that we have is the Hangman. You could be dealing with a Pisces. We have the Empress. And with the Empress, we do have some Venus energy. You could also be dealing with a Taurus or even a Libra. And we've got the Queen of Wands. But at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of getting to a good place when it comes to the more financial side of life. I do feel like also being in a space of security, especially when it's affecting your finances. But I do feel like within a connection, dealing with somebody, this does feel like a little bit of some insecurity. There's a desire to be able to hold on and to not have things change. And I do also feel that there is actually a sense of even anxiety accompanying that. I feel like there's a fear of loss, but I do feel like there is no perceived threat. It feels like it's coming from a place of insecurity. But with the Hangman showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of somebody who's changing. I do feel like they're changing their outlook, they're changing their view. They could be actually changing their whole entire perspective on your connection, as well as even their feelings. I do feel like this is a sense of them having more of a sense of clarity, and I do feel like it's also bringing them to a space where they're able to actually have more understanding of what they want out of a connection with you. With the Hangman showing up over here, I do feel like also there's a sense of being in a space where this person might need some space or time to be able to really figure it out. But with the Empress card showing up over here, this does feel like a very warm energy. I do feel like with the Empress card, this feels like a positive energy, especially when it comes to being in a space where you can feel quite comfortable. I do feel like when it comes to connection with this person, there's something about it that gives you comfort. And with the Empress card showing up over here, this also feels like a pretty, I feel like, especially when it comes to being able to be in a space where you feel like you are able to relax in this person's presence, there's some kind of a feeling of being comfortable to be able to do that and be receptive in your connection with this person. I do feel like with the Empress, this also is very creative energy. So this also feels like an energy of being in a space where you want to be able to actually take on new projects, be able to create, and even be able to create with this person that you are dealing with. I do feel like with the Empress card, this feels like a lot of abundance coming from being able to be in connection with someone, or for this person being in connection with you. I do feel like you could perceive the potential for growth and expansion within this connection. And I do feel like this person may be coming around to that perspective of your connection as well, when it comes to think about it in the future. I do feel like with the Queen of Wands, this is pretty attractive energy. You may be dealing with somebody who's quite popular. I do feel like this person is somebody who does get a lot of attention. But with the Queen of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a person who's quite, I do feel like they give off an energy of being someone who's quite friendly, who's quite charismatic. I do feel like there is something about this person and that's coming across quite charming. And I do feel like with the Queen of Wands showing up over here, it also feels like a pretty confident energy when it comes to being able to actually approach your connection. And I do feel like with the Queen of Wands showing up over here, that there is also a lot of attractive energy. I do feel like that this person feels towards you. This person will act upon those feelings as well. I do feel like they have the confidence to do so. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we've got the Page of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. So this Ace of Pentacles does feel like an energy of being able to experience what feels like a new beginning. I also feel like getting to a space where you can actually have, I feel, a lot of, it feels like a breakthrough within especially the work front or your professional life. I do feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, this does feel like a sense of getting to a stable place. I also get that with that Four of Pentacles. This feels like an energy of being able to actually have a sense of security, especially financially. And with the Ace of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like entering into a new chapter. And I do feel like you could be experiencing this, especially in your work. But I do feel that with the Eight of Cups showing up over here, when it comes to the person you are dealing with and when it comes to the feelings they have for you, do you feel like this may actually be a past energy as far as somebody being in a space where they are returning to a situation? I also feel that there is the potential for being able to experience somebody being able to be more so in a space where they're more brave to confront their feelings. And I do feel like when it comes to being emotionally open, it also feels like an energy of being more so open to being able to explore that further. I do feel like with the Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse, it also feels like an energy of, especially if you're dealing with somebody from the past coming back around, this person is in a space where they are realizing how much you mean to them, how much your connection means to them. Do you feel like it's a sense of being in a space where they are realizing that the importance of this connection and are in a space where they're recognizing where they took anything for granted? I do feel like with the Eight of Cups though in the reverse, it also feels like an energy of being in a space where a person is unable to deal with it on their own. So they're coming back because they realize that they need this connection. I do feel like with the Six of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like a pretty generous energy. And I also get that with the Empress card, but there is the sense of being in a space where it's like you're dealing with, I do feel like this person may be getting the feeling that you are somebody who's quite reasonable, somebody who's quite generous and open. And I do feel that with that Six of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like an energy of recognizing the need of being able to meet you in the middle with that. So I do also feel that with the Six of Pentacles, the connection is one that does require some kind of giving energy when it comes to being able to make it work. But I do feel like you are showing up as able to do that for this connection as well. But with the Page of Cups, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where somebody is in a position where they could actually be wanting to offer you something. I feel like it's more so rooted in an emotional expression. I do feel like with the Page of Cups, this feels like a pretty romantic energy that somebody may be open to exploring further with you. This may be somebody from the past, and I do feel like also somebody who may have kind of been in a space where they could have gone silent. Do feel like they're in a space where they're really trying to figure things out. It's making them realize the ways in which they could show up for this connection. I feel that it's also putting them in a space where they want to be able to get your attention. But with the Page of Cups, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where somebody is trying to grapple with their emotions. So I do feel like it could be in the initial stages, but I do feel like this person is somebody who may have avoided being able to really pay attention to those emotions, and I feel like they're coming around to being able to do that. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We had the Wedding card. We've got finances and career. And we've got stay optimistic about your love life. So the Wedding card, this does feel like an energy of somebody taking things quite seriously, especially within a connection with you. I do feel like this person is somebody who does think about the future. I do also think this person may have actually envisioned being able to go into a connection on a deeper level with you at some point, or are feeling that right now. I do feel like they view you as marriage material with the Wedding card showing up over here. I also feel there's an energy of being able to experience the connection going into the distance as far as being able to have a purpose for it in the long term. I do feel like with the finances and career card showing up over here, this feels like it's pertaining to the Ace of Pentacles. This does feel like energy of being able to experience opportunity within finances and career. And I do feel like it's leading to being able to get to a place of stability, especially regarding finances and career. I do feel like with the finances and career card showing up over here, that finances and career may have actually played a role in this connection or affected this connection in some way, especially when it came to being able to give to this connection. So the Ace of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like a turning point within a connection as well. But with the Stay Optimistic About Your Love Life card showing up over here, I do feel like with the Page of Cups, this feels like something that's quite young, being in the initial stages within a connection, being able to develop. I do feel like there's a positive outlook and even optimistic outlook on the future of your connection with somebody. I do feel like there is a sense of being in a space where when it comes to the feelings, it does feel like it could be early on, but it does feel like there's a lot of promise within your connection and moments and promising moments to be on the horizon of your connection as well. So those are the messages that I am getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you in the next reading. Bye, Sagittarius.